go dormant and go within a seed. People aren't aware, but seeds are extremely high in calories, fatty acids, protein, perfect for a bug. The nursery license and stuff, since this covers inspections, you said also past disease. If this is something you guys are not familiar with, yet this is going out there, yet your hands are tied because you're not federally funded, and you don't have the microscopic technology. You said the spot is this 7 nanometer long thing that can devastate a crop in a matter of days. How do you check or go about going about seeds? The University of Indiana got their seed, let's say, out of Nepal or India.
I believe it was India.
India, yeah. And it wiped out the University of Indiana's complete campus research program. So I was just wondering if, you know, aside from the state saying it was one person or one facility, if they got wiped out, sterilized and got wiped out again, and the professor told us we have to move out of the building and so forth. I'm just wondering.
Get rid of everything.
And get rid of everything.
Really?
So, let's say that's already out there now. How do we go about it? Because I know you're looking.
I'm looking at my screen.
Yeah, I know where you're looking. And I don't expect you to have the answers. The only reason I'm stating this is to make everyone else in the room aware of what they're going to be, what they're going to, yeah, what's coming.
Yeah.
It's called Thank you. Cannabicola. Well, I've been calling it the apocalypse. Because it's been devastating. And, you know, it's out there already.
Yeah.
Not only, we contracted it somewhere, but we put it out there probably by the pound, not even knowing, with clones, genetics. I know of other caregivers that acquired our genetics. And it's not just going to affect this state, it's already gone to other states. Washington, I've gotten reports from.
Humboldt County region, it's all over now.
I know the labs don't check for the bugs around here. They check for THC, CBC, different cannabinoid contents. Just wondering if, I know what I have to face. I'm just wondering if you have any suggestions to anybody else in the room if they encounter this, which they are going to, whether they realize it or not.
At some point in time.
Where they can turn to, or are we going to be the specialists?
Because basically what it is it's something that can come along, and you know, in the earlier session they were talking about caregiver to caregiver transfers, amounts, things like that. So now you have a facility, we've got a 3,500 square foot facility that's basically wiped out. We have to take everything out, get rid of it, clean house completely, bring new genetics in and start over. Well, that doesn't do our patients any good.
No.
And that's really what it's about. That's why we're there. That's the only reason why we can do the things we can do is because the patients allow us those 6 plants per patient to be able to produce medicine. Well, now if I can't house any medicine or I can't have any of these things that we have going on, you know, I just think the discovery of this test in our industry is going to change the way we have to look at things towards this legislative session. Because it's going to it changes the whole ballgame, guys. You know, I'm one of those guys. I'll admit I grew for 30 years before I started doing this thing. You know, I've never ran into anything like this in my life. Absolutely.
Well, who do you go to?
At this point, I'm gonna, this is
Well,
kind
that's it. I guess
of
that's
getting
not-
out of my areas of expertise, I guess, and Amy Bamber is jumping at the bit to give you guys an answer, so I'm gonna pass it off to Amy Bamber.
Keep in mind, Amy is enforcement compliance with respect to everything that we may or may not do within this industry.
Right.
And
Just pesticides.
Just pesticides. Yeah, so my answer to you is that this is very typical for any kind of commodity. You know, wheat's got it, soybean's got it, canola's got it, everybody's got their like horrific thing. And so the main thing that you have to start doing in as positive a way as possible is encouraging MSU to get their federal exemption so that they're allowed to do research on this plant. Okay? You need help. We're not gonna, we're regulators. we're not going to do this research, we're not going to figure this out. You need your state land grant university to step up and start providing you with service like they do for every other commodity group.
Way to go, girl.
I feel really strongly about that. And you know, we have seen, for instance, chickpeas, that industry came on really strong in Montana, and they ended up getting this fungal disease, and it wiped them out so hard that a lot of growers will not grow chickpeas anymore, and it's a great crop for our state. And so having a serious disease issue early in your industry is really a problem, and you need to start pushing really hard to say, we need the legislature to pay attention, and we need MSU to start serving.
And this could be very well the same thing as chickpeas, because the information that we've found in the studies that are published, and a few unpublished things that we've acquired, states that a lot of growers that have problems with these kind of rustic mites, that have the Aculops campicola is the specific one, they changed the breeds of marijuana that they grow, because as we noticed in our facility, there was a bunch of plants that didn't get touched. But we took everything out. We didn't want to have because these are microscopic, so we had to get everything out. But you notice that you've got a big purple star, which is on the crossword puzzle here in Montana Connect. But on a purple star, they didn't touch. I mean, we had this huge, beautiful purple star, and there were no signs. We were taking clippings, looking at them under the microscope, nothing. There's a few other strains in there. So that's kind of what they suggested to us, like Hillig, when we got a hold of him. He's like, you're going to have to change what strains of marijuana you grow, where you grow it. I mean, he gave me like the absolute world's going down.
Right. But that's so
But
smart.
we
I
lost
mean,
it.
at least you were able to, at least in your situation, identify resistant varieties. And then what you're going to either need to do is MSU, or you're going to have to hire a researcher to do plant breeding and to start looking for resistance. I mean, pretty much any agricultural crop, you're going to have resistant varieties. You know, you can just go anywhere and buy resistant to this or resistant to that. So you need that too.
So you're with the pesticide program, correct? So when encountering something like that, I mean, I'm aware of this, I'm sure if everybody else is aware of it, that people treat their plants with different things, you know, but none of that, they should be aware, has ever been tested on medical marijuana. So if you encounter something that's one reason why we destroyed everything in the building and went to sanitizing and steaming and heating like a mushroom cultivator does. Is that what you're going to suggest anyways, not to spray? Because
What I'm going to do is I'm going to get through these seed slides that somebody made me put onto my presentation so I can answer some seed. I'm not a seed person. I want to whip through these and then we can talk about pesticides, okay? That's what I like to do.
Jason didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no. Come on, that's not a presentation here, okay? So this came from our seed program, and the question is, who needs a license? I think I can kind of summarize this for you. Essentially, I don't know if seed conditioning comes into play yet, but if you are a grower who's producing marijuana seed, and you are producing all of your own seed, and you sell that seed, and you exceed $5,000 in profit from that seed that you produced yourself, you need a seed license. If you are getting seed from other growers, from other entities, and you're packaging that and selling it, and you're making more than $1,000 a year, you need a seed license, okay? The seed program essentially protects growers to make sure that they're getting the seed they think they're getting the varieties they think they're getting, they're not getting weed seeds in there, it's clean seed, all that kind of stuff.